Hello and welcome to the show. I am here today on Ride 2, going to be having a go at riding the Kawasaki Ninja H2R. A lot of you guys wanted to see me try racing this bike. I'm quite scared, I will be honest. The racing bike, the racing Honda that I tried last time actually wasn't too terrible. However, this bike that I'm going to be buying here is an utter monster. 313 horsepower in a vehicle that weighs less than 200 kilos. That is an absurd power to weight ratio, and I'm not even going to be done with it then because I'm going to fully upgrade it. Now, I don't know how much in the way of upgrades can be done to this. I'm assuming probably not a huge amount. Let's face it, it's already pretty damn ridiculous to begin with. It looks crazy. I do like it. Yeah, sure. Let's set this as my favourite bike. I'm not sure it's going to be after trying to ride it somewhere. Oh, no, we wanted to be in there, didn't we? We want to go into customise the bike. How can we get it to 400 horsepower? That's probably asking a little bit much. It doesn't seem to have to be a huge... Yeah, okay, so for 317 horsepower is about the maximum. Okay, so they do like the same. I was kind of expecting those to be different grades, but no, it's just different manufacturers of part. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. We've got to kind of bear in mind here, this bike is putting out 100 more horsepower than my road car. This is on a bike, and there's 100 more horsepower in it. In fact, we're up to 343 horsepower. This is silly levels of power going on here. What else can we do in terms of upgrades? Chain we can change. Gives us a little bit more torque. Okay, that's cool. We will go. Apparently these are. I don't know what the numbers mean whatsoever, but I'm going to go for the 530 VX because that sounds like it should probably be the best of the lot. Doesn't seem like any difference with the torque. Gearbox, we can have a racing gearbox. Sure, let's do that. The top speed is 10 out of 10. I don't know what sort of that is going to be. I'm assuming a lot of speed going on in this. Acceleration is now 9.8. Oh dear. Brakes, and yeah, these would probably be good things to have, actually. These would probably be a really, really good thing to make sure are working nicely. Brake pads. Can I have as big a brake pads as possible, please? Because there's going to be a lot of speed that I'm going to be trying to shrug off when it comes to some of the corners. I'm not going to be driving around a nice, easy circuit either. I guess keeping in theme with the bike, I was just buying orange parts because, well, that would be what I do. We should probably go for sort of more green parts on the Ninja. Unfortunately, none of the green parts here match the green parts of the frame, which is a little bit annoying, but there we go. We're going to want... Do we have better... Oh, we do have some better brakes. I'm liking the look of these. I'm liking that my braking stat is now up to 9.3. That gives me some more confidence. That gives me a considerable more confidence. And yes, some better handling would be nice as well. I've almost spent all of my money on this, but I'm not too worried about faffing around with the appearance. I will go have a look at tyres. Do we have any of... okay, so we can go for a full super slick tyre on our bike. Bugger it, we're going for it. Yeah, we'll take all of that. The rims can stay as they are. That will be our bike ready to go. I'm not sure about the person going to be controlling it. However, the bike is now set and ready. We will go into quick modes because I'm going to be tackling a rather daunting track. No, it is not the Nürburgring. I mean, the Nürburgring will be scary enough in this. Where we are going to go is the Northwest 200. Now, I have done a few practice laps with a much less powerful Kawasaki Ninja, just to kind of get the feel for this track, learn the track a bit. I kind of know where the layout is going, but quite what on earth I'm going to be doing with this, I'm not quite sure, and I'm not sure anything that I have ridden on this game up until now is going to have prepared me for the ridiculous speed that is about to befall me. I'm not going to start off in first-person view. We will probably come back to that. Good God, this thing is so fast. Just saw the speed that it was getting up to as we, it's just a very, very short little section of an acceleration zone, and then you should go, and all of the speed. Oh, curves are going to be bad. Curves are going to be bad. Uh-oh. Things are bad happening. Things are really bad happening already. We're falling off immediately. Okay. Speed is ridiculous. Speed is just absolutely insane. Oh, come on now. I need to get you in a straight line. Thank you, bike. That slow speed control is not the easiest thing to do in this. Right, we've got a little bit of wheeling going on. Thank you to people that gave me the hint, if you like, holding the rear brake to get the wheeling under control. It's quite useful for, stopping the bikes from bouncing around. Go out of the roundabout we go, as we're going to put all of this power down, try and put all of this power down. Now, this section here has been flat out in the previous bikes I've driven, and now we are flat out. Good God, we're past 200 miles an hour. We're going to slow down there. There is no way we're taking 200 around there. Oh, that's a nasty accident. Okay, we almost made that corner. It comes at such a huge rate of speed when you are not quite prepared for it. Okay, once again, we will fly our way down this next section. Ooh, carefully does it over the crest. Just how fast can this go? To 350 kilometers an hour. We can be flat out around there. Somewhere there's a corner up here, and I'm not quite sure where. There it is. I'm going so quickly, I can't physically see the corners that we're having to slow down for, hidden behind the crests and whatnot. That is the rate of speed at which this bike will go around the course. A little bit of a wheelie as we go up the hill there. We've got a roundabout to be dealing with next. I can deal with a roundabout. This is going to be very much the kind of practice lap, really, on this bike. I say practice lap before we really go for it. I'm not sure I'm going to be even anywhere near able to get the most out of this crazy vehicle. I don't know whether I can be flat out down here or not. There we go. I think we can get the power down all the way down this straight. I love that they have these street circuits in here. Oh, that's big stop. Please get slowed down. I love that. God, my brain is not working. That we have these street circuits as something to tackle with the bikes. You know, the street racing with the road racing is terrifyingly scary, and it's a different sort of challenge than a conventional racetrack. When you're going this fast and there are houses and curbs and lampposts and whatnot either side of you. I thought there was a tight corner coming up. There's a relatively open corner. That's quite bumpy and nasty over there. There is a tight corner. The brakes are very good. Probably helped by all the upgrades that I've put on this. This actually gets stopped very, very nicely. So even though we are going ludicrous speed, the brakes do get it slowed down quite nicely. Okay, can we get up past 200 miles an hour again? Yep, indeed we can, as we're running into another quite tight corner. Or might have been pushing that one there a bit too much. Yep, bump. We escaped the barriers fine. That's probably the most survivable of my crashes so far there, to be honest. Not comfortable, most survivable. I was pushing my luck a little bit too much there. Wasn't quite sure how good the brakes were going to be. I'd said they were better than I was expecting, so I then pushed them, and that was too much. Way too much. Through the narrow bridge we go. It's going to be a big wheelie, a big wobble as I'm trying to put power down across this sort of area. Now, we've got some kind of medium speed corners coming up, but again, I'm not really sure what we can get away with on this bike through here. Wheelies are not actually too, again, considering all of the power and torque that we have on this compared to everything else I've ridden, actually not too bad in terms of controllability with its tendency to wheelie. I think I can be a lot faster through there, but I know for these corners coming up here, I've got to be a tad careful because the curbs are horrible. Curbs are very, very horrible indeed when you're travelling at them at silly speeds. They will just launch you up into the air. Okay, first lap was very, very scrappy. We took a couple of trips to the walls and to the various bits of scenery that I would rather not be visiting. So let's do Christ. Oh. That was unfortunate. That was unfortunate there. I just got a wobble on at the complete wrong moment and couldn't do anything to control it in time. Bugger. Now that was a relatively minor accident for an accident on this course. Yeah, that was relatively minor. Try to get the power down, get back down on the ground bike. Now I've got to hold that for a little bit longer if we want to put it back on the deck. And then we go on the brakes. Oh, Christ, down here towards the... It's a really interesting mix of corners, this circuit. We've got some really slow sections. I feel like I could take a lot more speed through there if I knew what I was doing with the bike. Yeah, there's some really interesting mix of some incredibly slow speed stuff getting coupled with these long straights where you can really open the taps up on the bike and see just how crazy fast you can get it to go. And the answer is I'm probably going to have an accident through there because it was too crazy fast. No, we made it! It's just even when we're doing 160, 170 miles an hour, it's still wanting to wheelie as you go out of these corners. Oh, we're going to jump slightly onto the grass now. Somewhere up here, there is a sharp 90-degree angle corner approaching. Now, I believe this bit here, we're going to have a little lift because I don't trust myself, and then we're going to go on the brakes. Oh, please stop, bike. Oh, this is terrifying. This might be more terrifying than Nürburgring. I'll be honest here. I did this in the dry because I wasn't really... I didn't really know the track well enough, like I do Nürburgring. But I'm pretty sure even in the dry, this is far more terrifying than Nürburgring because you go for such silly speeds into a roundabout. And then there is a curb that you can clip and immediately fall off. Go on, get your bike down. I'm even holding the rear brake and it's not enough to stop. It works quite well, the racing bikes. It's not enough really to stop this. I would love to see the Isle of Man TT course. In this game, I'd have to drive it or ride it with something as crazy as this. Oh, crap. Corner. Oh, it just about comes into render distance. I'm not sure if some of these are sort of like the crash barrier popping in render distance or whether it's sort of the crest that suddenly just appears over the other side of it. Yeah, for me to have the time to slow the bike down. Well, so far we are still in one piece. So this bit here is flat out, I believe. Probably not going to be flat out. Oh dear. Okay. It would be flat out if we didn't get so much airtime. These are some painful ragdoll physics going on the poor rider when you cut. That's 200 miles an hour you're coming off. That's not going to be a fun time. I actually just noticed, does this have like a front wing going on it? Well, let's go back to sort of first-person view. Like there's like the carbon fibre around the windshield is kind of like a front wing on a bike. I've never seen that before. I've never noticed that before. I've definitely never seen that on a bike before. That's quite cool. Now, I've gone for the first person because I wanted to try and go for a couple of quick laps. I say quick laps. Now that I kind of maybe got my bearings slightly as to what I'm doing on this track, I figured first person would be an even crazier way to view things. I suspect I'm just going to end up now riding really cautiously because, yeah, trying to spot the corners, kind of aiming... I don't even know a way to describe it. The way where you're aiming. I'm so used to aiming with a car. With the bike, it takes a little bit longer, and because of the camera angle shifting around with the rider is a little bit weird as to where your wheels are aiming in some ways. I think that's the best way I can possibly describe this. It's a bit peculiar for someone who is very much used to dealing with cars. As I said, good fun challenge, and around a circuit like this, it is certainly spectacular. When you are trying to do this, and utterly terrifying all at the same time. Okay, we had a couple of offs again that lap around. I would like a nice, clean lap on this this crazy bike. Now, we can't be too fast up here. This is where we got into trouble last time, across that bump. We almost got into trouble once more, but safely does it. Please stop wheeling and bouncing your way down here. Oh, we're going to get into trouble over there. I've rolled my bike, I think, before I ever even fell off the damn thing. Whereabouts am I? Oh, okay. The game was kind of quite kind to me and sort of teleported me a little bit away through the track. Didn't have to worry about the hairpin this time around. The power is just so incredibly savage in this. Right, through the roundabout we go. I'm not sure. When I was messing about with the much slower Kawasaki Ninja, I was doing okay driving from first person point of view. This is just a little bit too fast, I think, for me to quite have the confidence in taking some of these corners. I don't quite have the confidence in where I'm positioning the bike at times. Oh God, that's so much speed through there. It is incredible. Okay, now we were. Oh no, I'm way out of position. Yeah, I just don't know where the wheels are in relation to the camera point of view. That I'm not experienced enough to be dealing with this sort of speed. I gave it a try. Yeah, the slower bikes I am, okay to drive from first person, but apparently this one is too much for my brain to possibly handle. Okay, brakes again down here. We're not stopping at all. Oh no, we made it! Ah, typical. We made it and then we got reset. I've also just noticed there's another spoiler. Hold on a second. There's like another spoiler halfway down the front fairings. I think that's the correct term for them. It's got two kind of spoilers on the front of it. It looks really odd, but I'm assuming they are very effective at trying to keep it on the ground when you're doing the sort of speeds that this thing is capable of doing. So yeah, definitely a purpose to them, even if they look quite peculiar, really. Now, we've got this lap here is ruined. Next lap is going to be a lovely, clean, maybe fast lap around this terrifying circuit. So they do pop into existence. It's not that there's a hill. There's a slight pop in when you're going at the speeds that this bike goes at, unfortunately. You still do see it just about in time, even with this, to get on the brakes. Now, this next section, this is where we had the tremendous accident last time, over sort of here. So we're going to go on the brakes a little bit, because last time it was too much airtime across there that saw us into the curb. Now, I'd probably get away with slightly less braking, but not too much. I've gone way too early now down here, but we are through that chicane. Alright, let's just try and delicately balance everything when it comes to putting down this power. Then we can run flat out again all the way into the town. And then once more, a huge... I think I've gone a little early on the brakes. From there... I'm liking this bike. I did think it was going to be a bit more difficult to ride in some respects, although I think putting on all the upgrades has kind of helped me in that regard with the considerably better tyres. It's just the crazy levels of speed that you are getting to with it that are the things getting me into trouble. We're going to have a big wheelie. Yep, indeed we are. And then slow it down, because the curve out there is nasty. I had real problems with that corner in practice, going to visit the outside curb many times and soaring off into the scenery. I kind of got the hang that I have to be quite a bit slower through there than you kind of initially think, and down here as well. These are quick corners that are coming up here, but because you can't get away with doing what I'm about to do normally, very rare you survive a brush in with the curb. Got to be careful, it doesn't then also narrow up the top of this corner. Right, they were the practice laps. I'm going with that one, as we now come on to what I hope will be a incident-free run around this circuit. Oh, God. I say that, the bumps are so terrifying on this bike. I mean, they're terrifying on anything, but you're just hitting them with so much more speed on this than, well, just about anything else. And then we get around the hairpin. Don't fall. If I fall off at the hairpin because I've run too wide and clobbered the curb, I will be very disappointed in myself. Okay, once more under there's just nothing that quite accelerates in the same way that that this does. I'm trying to think of all of the silly cars that are built on Forza. I don't think any. I mean, some maybe accelerate kind of as crazily as this does. And even then, I think that it is pretty tough. And then we're dealing with such a narrow road course here that yeah, everything feels a lot quicker because, well, you're only a couple of meters away from smacking into some scenery, and there really is no runoff area to rescue you when things are going wrong. Okay, now we can be flat out all the way through here. I believe that's not a fun place to have a wobble. Had to have a lift there because I thought we were going to have a tremendous accident. Up to 360, 370 kilometers an hour probably. Now we're going to have to get on the brakes. Here, I did actually panic, I think a tad early under braking, but we've made the turn. That is the critical bit as we now come up over the bridge. A little bit smoother on the power delivery this time. Means that we can avoid getting any wheelies. Right, slow it down for the roundabouts. And then we've got to get the power out of here. Oh, down another long straight. This track is 14 kilometers long, I believe, but the lap times are not massively, well, it's a relatively long lap, but considering the distance you're travelling, because so much of it is these ridiculously fast straights, it's, yeah, it doesn't, oh, piss. Oh, we're pushing our luck. Okay, no, we're good. We slowed it down. Yeah, despite the distance, we're still doing, you know, 4.5 minutes laps. You can probably do under 4 minutes, a good rider could, because, yeah, there is so much of it is flat out with these very, very fast corners. Now, this is the big question, just how brave dare I be through here? We're going to have to go on the brakes a little bit. I'm not sure how much speed you can get. I'm just not comfortable taking more speed than that through there. I feel like I want to be flat out, but I know what happens when you try and be flat out through that section across the bumps. Alright, once more, we accelerate up towards the 200 and something mile an hour mark on this bike. Yeah, we're well past 200 as we come under brakes. I hope that is better in terms of getting it slowed down. Actually, that was quite spot on. But don't run wide. Don't do something stupid. After all of this good work so far, don't run wide out of a slow corner like a moron. I know that's how, or I'm gonna fall over under braking because I'm turning too much. Something stupid like that is how I'm going to crash on this lap. Oh God, carefully does it, putting the power down over these crests. Now, I'm not going to say anything about this corner because it would just be tempting fate. I had to say something last lap around, so no, that time we are good through there. Now we get on this power towards this kind of road, a little bit weird. It kind of narrows up. It stays like a single carriageway road the whole way, just some bits of it are considerably narrower than others. All of a sudden it gets, here it's not too bad, then all of a sudden it gets that little bit narrower, a little bit scarier for dealing with on a racing, not a racing bike, just a crazy bike, basically. Now we go up towards the line. It's a 4:12.3. I don't know how good a lap time that is around this circuit. I definitely think you could get under 4 minutes if you knew what you were doing with this vehicle. See what I mean about the horrible, horrible curbs? They really can launch the bike for a long, long way. Even at these relatively low speeds, if I could hit them correctly. All of these over here. Right, let's see how much airtime we can get off of these curbs. Probably a silly idea. Quite hard to precision the bike exactly where you want it to be. Yeah. Nasty curves around here. A good fun challenge though, driving this bike. Thank you guys for recommending it. I hope I didn't disappoint too much. There were some spectacular crashes and some relatively okay riding to finish off, considering my lack of knowledge. Try to get it to do burnouts is not kind of. There we go. Nope. Trying to do celebratory donuts, but yeah, not quite working. People did tell me roughly how to do it, but maybe this is too powerful for a bike. I thought I'd got it working on other ones, but apparently not. Anyway, yes, the Kawasaki H2R is a crazy bike. If you have this game and you haven't tried it yet, I recommend you give it a go. It is ridiculously fast and a real challenge just to keep on the road, and especially at a track as narrow and as terrifyingly dangerous as this one. I'm thoroughly enjoying my time on Ride 2 with some of these crazy bikes. Certainly new experiences and new places for me to learn to try and drive half decent. However, or ride I should say. However, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.